Hello, welcome to this revision class of PMS subject. So here in this video I'll be revising 5th unit, that is project controller review and audit. First to 4th unit I have covered in the classroom. 5th unit I am sending it through video link. So first, as I said earlier also, so we will be covering the major topics and we are not covering anything in detail here. So first we will discuss about what is the purpose of project control. So when a question is asked related to this project control, so we are going to write down these topics or these points. First, the purpose is to control the progress of the activities. What are all the activities are present? We need to control them. Then to control the performance of the project activities. To motivate the people in the project, working in the project, what we call them as project personnel, through performance evaluation. So we evaluate their performance and motivate them by either rewarding or appreciation, so some or other means. Then to control the project schedule, whether the project is going in time or we need to give some extra time, okay, extra time for the activities, extra resources for the activities, we need to control that. To have control over the project costs, to control the delays in any activity, to achieve the project goals effectively and efficiently. In the class we have discussed all these points very clearly and also in much detail. How to remember all these points is what is the next challenge or next thing that we are going to discuss. So to remember these points, I have made this small word or acronym. So that is 2PMS CDG. So I think you can easily remember this. 2PMS CDG. Okay, so here 2P, this stands for progress and performance. So 2P here stands for progress and second P for performance. Then M here stands for motivate project personnel. Then S stands for schedule, C stands for cost, D stands for delays, and G for goals. Now, while using this, you should be careful that you should not write the answer as just, okay, purpose of project control. You just write this and just go on writing this. Progress, performance, motivate, schedule, cost, delay, and goals. No, you cannot write that. You need to make a proper sentence. At least you should be able to make this. The purpose of project control is, okay, or you can also make is to control. Then make a point. Progress of activities. So it should be progress is not just one. So you should be able to, this is only the key to remember. Progress of what? Of activities. You should be able to write this. Then performance of what again? Project activities. Motivate whom? Project personnel. Control the project schedule. Control the project cost. So you should be able to make at least a small understandable sentence. The next topic that we are going to discuss is objectives of project review. So what are the objectives of project review? So first thing we need to, to examine project efficiency. What is the efficiency? So to understand that, we will be doing this review periodically. All the project reviews will be done at various different stages. Okay, there will be a separate review schedule. So they will prepare it and they will be doing it periodically. And why we are doing it, what is the purpose of doing that, is what we are discussing now. So first thing is to examine project efficiency, then to measure quality of the project. What is the quality of your project? What is the quality of the output that is being given, to measure that or to know that. Then to examine whether the project is implemented in a specific ways or not, as decided, as it was discussed, as it was planned, whether the project, all the activities are going accordingly or not, to know that. So we are doing the project reviews. Then to assess the impact of the project, how impactful, what is the result, how what is the effectiveness of the result. So to know that, okay, we are also doing the review. How safe is the project, safety of the project, safety aspects followed during the project, whenever the people are working in an activity. So are they safe, following the safety norms? When they are designing any product, are they safe? Is the safety being considered in the design of the product, in the work environment, whether the safety protocols are followed or not, to know that. Then to examine the method, process, procedure followed during the project. What are the methods they are following, whether the standard methods are being followed or not, to check that. Then to assess the outcome of the project, result of the project. Okay. So this can be remembered, all these points can be remembered by this word. Okay. Equispo. Okay. Or you can also say equispo. Okay. Equispo or equispo. So here E stands for, okay, efficiency, Q for quality, and two I's, that is I and I here, represents, okay, one implementation and one more is impact. Then S for safety, P for, okay, all this process, procedure, okay, process and procedure. With this you can also remember methods, process and procedure. Then O for outcome. So all this can be remembered, and let me tell you, these are the key points, and you need to make the proper sentences here. So next, let us go for the next one. So next topic that we are going to discuss is objectives of project audit. So why do we do this project audit? So first one, to know the actual status of the project. What is the status of the project? What is the completion? How much completed is the project? What time it takes to, from now, what time it takes to complete? So the status of the project, how much cost or how much budget that is allotted is consumed. Okay, to know many things, many aspects, okay, to know the actual status of the project. Then to create awareness in project staff about the type and magnitude of the problem that may be faced. So what type of problems that may be faced, and how dangerous it may be, how much loss they may incur if at all they are not handled properly. So that awareness is created during the project audit. Then to identify general problems that may arise, okay, and what are the methods that can be used to overcome that or to avoid that or solve that. So to timely audit is done to identify the timely identification and the methods to overcome generic problems. Then establish an appropriate standards and systems. That is what it is said here. So to make standard rules, standard definitions, standard methods, okay, and to establish some system, audits are done. Then to produce quality products in planned volume and at competitive price. Whenever the project is planned, we need to give at a very competitive price, and the number according to the demand, and in time we need to deliver the products. So audit helps in doing so. Then identify factors that may create quality, cost and time related problems. To identify specific training needs. Is there any training need for the personnel who are working in the project? So that is also identified through audit. And to create good information system for a proper estimation and costing. How much cost that may be incurred. To estimate that information is very, very important. A good information system can be established through proper audits. And these points can be remembered using this one, what we can say, word or acronym. We cannot say this one as acronym. It's a jumbled word, I think. So what we can say here is acts quick. We can just say this as acts quick. So if you remember this acts quick, so you can write all the points that are related to project audit. So like A here represent actual status, C represents create awareness, T represents timely identification and overcome of generic problems, S for establishment of standards and systems, Q for quality products, I for identification of factors that may create quality, cost, time related problems. Then second one again to identifying training needs. Then third is to create good information system for proper estimation and costing. Let me again tell you, these are the key words. These remembering points are the key words. You need to understand the content, what is to be written, and you need to make the sentence. Okay. Or this will help you in recalling in the examination, but it is not that you just write this and write the word that is related to that and just leave it. You need to make a proper sentence there. Then let us understand one more concept. What are the steps in project audit? So there are 3 steps. Step 1 is preliminary examination. Of what? Of project organization, of administration, of how the record is being kept, what are the records that are being kept, planning, control, what are the working methods, then techniques performed in order to establish project current and the future status. So these are examined, okay, in the first part, in the first step. In the second step, they are preparing statements, preparation of or preparing statements of what? Of project current and future status. What is the future and what is the present status? Then a detailed list of completed work. What are the works that are completed as compared with, and it is in comparison with project's baseline or deadlines, or okay, already what we have said, some targets. And recording the cost and quality aspects. So they also record quality and cost aspects. Then they will record, they will also prepare a statement on how the record keeping is done. Then what are the methods, working methods and communication aspects. For all this, they prepare the statements. Then conducting preliminary analysis and presenting the results in the form of audit report. What they have identified through this audit. What are the suggestions that are being made? So all that, okay, it is done and they are presenting it as audit report. So these are the three steps. That is, first one, preliminary examination, then preparation of statements and conduction of or presenting the audit report. Okay. So these are the three steps. Okay. So then comes performance evaluation of the project. So this is done periodically. So periodically, performance evaluation is done to know what is the status, how the project is performing. So to know that. Now, generally they are doing this in two methods. Okay. So one, we call it as economic, okay, rate of return. They will do this, or they will know this in two formulas, you can say, using these two methods to know economic rate of return for given year. Which year they are performing this? For that year, what is the economic rate of return of, okay, rate of return. So this is what they are checking. So this is calculated using a formula called as this formula is cash flow. How much money is circulating? In general words, we say turnover. What we say, okay, and cash in. Sorry, it is not cash. It is changes. Changes in present value. This whole thing divided by present value at beginning of year. So this formula is used to know economic rate of return. Then one more thing they check is book rate of return. Okay, for given year. So these two aspects we are considering. So how is this calculated book rate of return? Always remember this, performance evaluation is majorly calculated rate of return. First, there are two things, that two rate of returns, one economic rate of return and book rate of return. So this one is done again, the same formula here, almost same. So again, that is cash flow plus, see here it is changes in present value, here it will be changes in book value. Changes in book value whole the thing divided by again the same present value, okay, or instead of present value we are writing here book value at the beginning of year. So this much you should be able to write, okay, when they ask any question on performance evaluation. So next we are going to study about critical path method. So here I'll be briefly discussing, we're not in detail. So what are the important points that you need to answer? So first point, what is this again? Critical path method, or it is also referred as CPM. Okay. So first important point, it is one of the important tool. So important tool in production planning and scheduling. Production planning and scheduling. Okay, so then it is used where, so there are two activities, or some activities are going on in a project. So what is the relationship between them, how they are related, and to know in a project when the project is very complicated. So we are using CPM. So it is used where relationship between different parts, we can say, okay, different parts of project are very complicated, is complicated. So then next point, okay. So generally when we say critical path method, first we are drawing this network diagram, and then we are finding out the critical. So what are the critical path? The longest path is what we say, it is the critical path. Okay, so this is the route between two or more operations which has either minimum or maximum measure of performance. See, this path may be very small, or very complicated activities will be running, but it consumes very less time and very important one. But or it also may be the relation which may be indicating the time consumed is too large. If at all we ignore that one of them, so overall the project will be delayed too much. So in something like that. Okay, so this exactly this CPM, it establishes, or it is a route between two or more operations which maximize or minimize. It may maximize or minimize, okay, some measure of performance. It may have, if at all handled properly, then it will maximize the performance. Sometimes if it is ignored, it can minimize the performance. Okay. So first what we are doing, the different operations, that is different operation or activities and their relations are determined in the network diagram. That is, first we are going to draw network diagram, okay, something like this. Then we are deciding, okay, so here what are the paths, what is the longest path, what is the longest time consuming path, we are deciding that and then marking that, and this becomes our critical path. Okay, so this is how CPM is done. So how do we put that in words? That is what we are going to discuss now here. Now, what is that? First, different operation activities and their relations are determined in a network diagram. Different operations, activities and their relation. What is this relation? Primarily we can see which activity is next, when that activity will start, whether two activities has to end then next activity to start, or any activity which can run parallelly. So all those are what we can say the relations are determined how do we determine this? In a network diagram. first we are determining all this. Okay, excuse me, I require some space, so I am erasing all this. So we determine this in a network diagram. Then after drawing the network diagram, then we are going for critical path activities are marked and focused. A combination of measures are developed to maximize and the measure of performance. So then what we are doing, we are checking each and every path. And generally what we are doing, the longest time consuming path is considered as the critical path. Okay. So what we are doing next is we are a combination of measure are developed to show or to minimize or maximize measure of performance. Okay. Now once this critical path is established, so what project managers or what the people in working, they focus more on these activities. Okay. They will give priorities to these critical path activities. So critical paths or critical activities that are marked in the network diagram are focused, are marked and focused, we can say. First they will be marked on the network diagram and focused. So this was about critical path. So then next concept that we are discussing is PERT, Program Evaluation and Review Technique. So what is this PERT or Program Evaluation Review Technique? So we all have discussed this in the class in detail again. We will first draw the network diagram, establish the time given, and then calculate critical path. Okay, so this is what, okay, it is network analysis technique. This is one of the network analysis technique, okay, which is marked with time of events. Okay. With timed events, what we can say. Okay. With timed events. So what is PERT? We derive again a network diagram with some timing parameters. So where it is used? Used to again planning and control. This is a tool, planning and control tool for large projects. Okay. So then in this network diagram, when the PERT network diagram, PERT is being done, all tasks are shown in this network. All the tasks are shown in network diagram. Okay. So what we are doing, all the activities, all the tasks are shown. Sometimes activities are shown and this becomes a node using node and arrow. Okay. So this is the activity duration, and we will be writing the duration 9 days, 10 days. Okay, node may be number first activity or A activity, B activity. So we are doing that. Okay. So this again was detailed in your classroom. So events are shown. Events or activities are shown in circle. Okay. Events are shown in circle. And what about the arrow activities? Arrows represent the duration or time consumed by that particular activity. Okay. Arrows represent what? Activity duration. Or time consumed, what we can say. So after doing all this, then critical path is established in the network diagram. How critical path is decided? So critical path is decided by calculating various timing. So if at all we have network diagram, something like this. So this is the start and this is the end. So here we would have written the timing 2, 3, 4. I'm just taking an example here, and here I'm going to say 1, 4, 6. So what is the longest time taken for completion? That is what we are calculating. If we say this one is A, this is my B, C, D, E, and F. A general one. I'm taking some random diagram here. So what we are doing? So what is the time consumed in this path? So that is A to B, B to E, E to F. So that is 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 4, 9. So 9 is this one here. Then what is the time taken to the other path? So that is A to C, C to D, D to F. So that is 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 1, 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 4, 15. So what is the critical path? So this, that is A to B, A to C, C to D, D to E, and this is my critical path. So we will calculate this using this longest duration time consumed or longest duration path, longest time consuming path. We are marking it using a double line. Okay, so that is what we are writing here. The next point. So the next point what we are writing is the same thing. That is critical path is longest time consuming path in network diagram. Okay. So it is marked. How is it shown? And it is shown by drawing double line. Okay, it is shown by drawing double line. So this much you should be able to write when the question is asked about or explain PERT, program evaluation review technique. Okay, so next what we are trying to do is we are trying to draw the network diagrams. These are very, very important questions in your 5th unit. Okay. So first one, so we have this activity. So this diagram shows what are the activities, procedure what is the previous activity? Preceded nothing but or predecessor. This means what is the previous activity, what is the time consumed, duration. So here they have given in days. Okay, duration in days. So we need to draw the network diagram for this. So how do we do that? Sorry. So let us start drawing the network diagram. Now here, the first activity is what? It is A, and it is consuming how many days? 3 days. So for that I am writing this. Okay, so I will take this and I can draw this like this. So my first activity is A, activity is represented in circle, and what is the duration? So I can write it here as 3, and this arrow mark now indicates the duration. A activity takes 3 days to complete. And now what is the next activity? B, or we can also call it something like this. After A, okay, what is the next activity? So here this is giving me, these two indicates previous activity, means for A, next activity is this, previous activity is this, next activity is this. So now if A is the previous activity, what is the activity next to that? So if you see here, there are two activities after A. Okay. After A, there are two activities. So I will take two lines here, that is B and C, like this. So this is my B activity and this is my C activity. Now here again, what is the time consumed for B activity? So it is 4. So I will write B here and I will write 4 here. And what is the time consumed for C activity is 2. So I will write C here and I will write 2. Okay. Now again, what about next? So let me clear here. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Now what we have done? We have drawn A, B and C. Okay. So after B, what is the next activity shown here? So B is previous activity. After B, it is D. After B activity, it is D activity. So I am writing this. And while drawing network diagram, always remember you are not using this curved line like this. Okay, you are not doing this. That is, if any activity is coming, I'll just connect it. No. Okay. And always there should be one starting node, that is one starting node, this one, and one ending node. Okay, one starting node and one end node. You cannot have two nodes something like this at the start. Okay, or you cannot have two node at the end like this. So if at all you are getting something like this, then you are doing wrong. At the beginning, it should be one node, whole your network diagram should complete and it should come to the last node. So in between you should have all the network. At the starting it should be one node, at the ending you should have one node. Then all the nodes should be connected to each other. If any node you are not connecting, then that is also you can think okay, you are analyzing or your analysis is wrong or somewhere you have done wrong, you need to recheck that. Okay, while drawing you should be just having a look on this. Okay, so now let us come back. So after B we have D. So D is the activity here. Then what is the time duration? So while doing this you can also see there is no B here again. So that means B, after B there is only one activity. So you can take only one line. Like before we go, so we have next activity is B and C. But here previous activity, there are two times we are seeing A here in the previous activity. I have taken two lines. Similarly, when I want to go next, that is I have done A, B, C. So next activity is D. When I see D, the previous activity is B. So after B, I am drawing D. But before going further, before drawing this line, just check whether B is repeated again. No, B is not repeated. So you are taking only one line. So you are writing this D here and then you are writing 5 here. Then I have drawn D. Okay. Then next activity is E. Okay. After what this E is starting? After C. C is the preceder. But if we check, C again is repeating here. That means after C we have two activities that are starting. Okay, that is E and F. So after C I am taking two nodes like this again. Okay. So and here again, see here, one more thing you need to remember, whether I should write E and F or F and E here. Okay, just see, immediately after C, so you are having E and D. When both are completing, okay, G is starting. So I want E to be near D. So I'll just take this and I'll write it E here. And what is the duration that is consuming for E activity? That is one day. So I will write this. Now, what is the next activity after E is F. Okay, so again it is starting after C. So I will take one more here. So F and 2, I will write it here. So if we observe this preceding activity, we can decide whether we need to take 2 lines or 1 line. So here 2 times I am seeing C here. So I need to take after C. So that is in the preceder I am seeing here. Okay, or previous activity I am seeing this 2 times. So I am taking 2 lines, that is after completion of this C, 2 activities are starting, that is E and F. Okay. So next one is G. Here I am seeing 2 activities that are given in the previous activity. So that is D and E. What does this mean? G activity will start only after completion of D and E. That is the meaning of it. So D completed here. So E started here. E completed here. So now D completed here. So after this, from here, okay, my G will be taken. And how much time it will take? Okay, so D completed, E completed. So after these 2 completes, G will start, and it takes how much time? So it will take 4 days time. Now next activity after G, I have H. Again, what is happening here? 2 activities are given in the previous activity. That is F and G both should complete. After that, H will start. Okay, H will be completed. That is what it is, or H will start. So how to see that? So G, so here F should complete and G should complete. So then my H will be taken. So H will be taken and it will be completed within 3 days. So this is what the network diagram should be drawn. And always remember to draw the arrow marks and arrow marks. And one more thing, please remember, you cannot get an reverse arrow mark. Once it starts from left to right, it will go left to right. Okay, so you cannot have an arrow mark something like this. Okay, so you are getting this. So this is here, and again you are getting something like this, one more arrow mark. So this, if at all you are in your network diagram, if you find this pattern, then you can immediately decide you have done something wrong there, and you need to rectify that. Okay. Now, how to identify CPM? If they ask with this, okay, this completes your network diagram. Okay, so let me again say this. See, we started with A. A is our first activity, so it takes 3 days time. So I have done this. I have taken a circle, and in this you can also take a rectangle also or a oval shape and write this A and 3. Both are okay. Now, once you did this, what is the next activity? Next activity is B. Okay, so preceding or previous activity is A, but here in previous activity I have to 2 times A is repeated here. So that is why I am taking 2 arrows. So first one is B, that is after A, B and C both will be starting. So I am taking this B and C here. I have written here. So how much days will B take to complete? It is 4. And how many days C takes to complete? It is 2. Now after B, so after C, next one activity is D, but it starts after B. So I am taking here and I am drawing from B. I am drawing this and I am taken D here. For how many days it will complete? Duration is 5. So I am writing it 5 here. Now next activity is E. But here if you observe, again in previous activities we are seeing 2 times the C activity, that is after C there are 2 activities that are starting. So that is why I am taking a shape, V shape, not straight line like this. So I am taking a slant line and drawing E here, and E consumes how many days? 1 day's time, 1 day's duration. Then one more activity F, so I have taken here and it consumes 2 days. Then next activity after F is G, but if you observe here, D and E are given in the previous activity. That means G will start only after D and E is completed. So I am taking this D and E, connecting it to G. Then next activity is H, but here H will start only after G and F and G completes. So I will take this F and G, both I am connecting it to H node, and I am writing the time duration. This completes my network diagram. Now how to calculate the path, CPM, critical path? Okay, just follow the nodes, so A, B, D, G, H. So what is the time consumed? So if I take this 3 plus 4, 7, 7, 12, 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 4, 16, 16 plus 3, 19. Okay, so this consumes 19 days. Then we have one more path, A, C, E, G and H. So what is this kind of? So 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 3, 13. So I have this one, 13 days. Then I have one more path, so that is A, C, F and H. This one. So if I take this, this is 3 plus 2, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 3, 10. So which is the most time consumed or largest time duration one? So that is this one. So this becomes our critical path, that is A, B, D, G, H. So I will draw 2 lines here. So A to B, B to D, D to G and here. Okay, so I'll be showing 2 lines here. So please don't mind this 3 lines here. So I think that should not confuse you. So this becomes my critical paths. Suppose if they ask along with the network diagram, if they ask you to calculate critical path, you are doing like this. So now let us go. Okay, so in this table, so they have given in a different way. So that is, they have given activities and predecessors or previous activities. If you observe, first 3 predecessors are nothing. So when you observe this, so you need to start with the network diagram, okay, something like this. So you just take the nodes and you start with it. That is at the beginning of the project, when the project starts. So this is the starting of the project. 3 activities are starting at a time. See, there are no preceding activities for A, B, C. That means at the beginning, all these 3 can start parallelly. That is, this is the start node. When the project starts, A starts and ends here. So I will write A here. A starts here A ends here. So this is the starting and this is the ending of A. And one more activity that starts along with this is B. So B starts here and ends here. So I'll write B here. And then C also starts at the beginning of the project. C starts here, ends here. So this is my C. Now, after completion of A, D starts. So where this A is starting here, ending here. So this is the end of A. So from here, D starts. Okay. Starts here and we will say this is the end of D. Then after B, after completion of B, there are two activities that are seen. See here, B is in two places. So after B, two activities are starting, E and F. So I will take this. Okay, one node here. And one more here. Okay. So here after B, B completes here. After B, E is what starting here and completing here. Then after B, one more activity parallelly that is starting is F. So F, I will write it here. So F starts here and ends. Okay, I'll take this. Then after C, one more activity that is starting is G. So here I'll take G. Okay, so I will take, let me draw it properly so that it can be very visible. So this is F starting and this is my G starting. Okay, now when I see this F and G, so I'm taking it close, or if I take these two nodes like this, I'll just draw small and I'll tell you. Okay, let me draw this like this. Okay, so ends here, F ends here, G ends here. Okay, so now, so I have completed my G. Then H is starting. Next activity is H, but H is starting after what? After D ends. So D is ending here. After D, H is starting. So H ends here. Okay. Then after next activity is I. I is starting after E. So E is here. So I is starting here. Okay. So this is my I. Okay. Now, what is the next activity? I am not terminating here. So even if I terminate, let us see what is happening. Okay. So next activity is J. So J is starting after the completion of this H and I both. So here I have two nodes. Okay. So here I cannot draw again two lines here and then say J here. No. So what it means? J starts here, ends here, J starts here, ends here. So it is not like that. J is not starting at 2 points. Means here I need to show I completes, H completes. When these two activity end, after that ending, J starts and ends. So that is how I need to show. So for that, so I will be doing something like this. So that is, I will connect. So when you are drawing, you should be just vigilant about all the procedures. Before you start, you need to observe. Okay. So then you will come to know. So here, I will connect these two to this node. That is H and I. See, H starts here, ends here. I starts here, ends here. After this, what is happening? So J is starting and ending at one point. Okay. So this is my J. Okay. Now, please observe the same condition here. So I have just taken two small nodes. Okay. Why I have taken small nodes is this. That is, after completion of F and G, see these two, one more activity is starting, that is K. So in this case, I cannot again take 2 and draw, so I will erase this and I will draw one circle. So that is F starts here, ends here, G starts here and ends here. After this, K starts, and K is my final one. Okay, so K is the final one. So I will, both the things I can just draw here and I will show one circle which is terminating. This is my ending. Okay, now how to number these? So here it is not time duration, it is just the events starting to ending. We are just need to number the nodes. So this is my, always remember numbering should be, so numbering should be from left to right and top to bottom. Okay, so something like this. So it is 1, then go to left. So from top to bottom it is 2, 3, 4. Again go to left. Again from top to bottom it is 5, 6 and 7. Again go to left. So there is no only 1 here at the top. So I'll write it as 8. And next it is 9. So this is the one. Always remember to write the arrow mark. This is a simple network diagram. And these are sequence. These are event numbers. That's all. They don't represent any duration. The numbers here are only numbers. They are not representing any duration or anything. So in this, they may not ask you any critical path to calculate critical path. Okay. So this is a simple network diagram. So let me repeat. When you start with this, please observe there are 3 activities which is not having any preceders, okay, or previous activities. So this time we will start with starting node, the first node which starts with, or when the project starts, there are 3 activities which run in parallel, that is from A to B, then B to 3 activities that are starting, that is A activity, B activity and C activity. Then after A, D activity, that is A starts and this is the end arrow. This one is the start point, this is the end point of A. So from here D starts, okay. Then next activity is E and the previous activity is B. Whenever the previous activity, if you observe, B is at the 2 places, that is E and F. That means after completion of B, 2 activities are starting, that is E and F. So I am taking this after B. So B starts here, ends here. After B, E and F are starting. Okay. So then once this is done, please observe, go ahead and see where the F is again. So F is here and G. Okay, so after completion of F and G, okay, so K will start. So what I will do here, so F I have taken at one place and I will draw one ending node. Okay, so F starts here, ends here. Then see here, after completion of F and G, one more activity is starting. That means I will be drawing something like this. After C, G starts. So after C, C completes here, G starts here, and I will terminate F and G node to one particular node here, or F and G activity to one node. Okay, why? Because F and G, after completion of F and G, one more activity is starting here. So that is why I am terminating it to one point or one node. So G completed, then H starts after completion of D. So D completes here, then H starts here. Okay, I'll terminate it to one node. Okay, so then again, if you observe, I starts after E. So E completes here, I starts here. Okay, so here again, if you observe in the preceding activity, one activity is starting after the completion of H and I. So I am terminating this H and I to one node. Okay, then after completion of H and I, J starts, and after completion of F and H, K starts, and these are the terminating points and they will end here. K is the point where they will be ending. Then I will be numbering this. So by the rule is from left to right, top to bottom. So it start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay. So let me again erase this and say something, some insights here. Okay. So when you start, when you get a diagram like this, first you observe what are the activities, what is the previous activity, and is there any two activities that are in previous activity which are leading to next activity. So these are the 3 points you have to take care. So when you don't have any preceding activity, that means it is the starting point and there are 3 activities that are starting here. Then there are 2 preceding activities here, that means from B, okay, 2 activities are parallelly starting. When 2 different preceding activities are coming, that means the next activity here, this will start after completion of these 2 activities. That means you have to show one node for termination of these 2 activities. So these are the things you should observe and then start drawing the network diagram. Okay, so first you should see this network table, analyze all this, how many preceding activities or how many activities are there which are starting parallel activities, how many termination activities, okay, how after 2 or more activities, completion of 2 or more activities, is there any activity which is starting? After analyzing this, if you start, so in the single go and in very short time you can draw the network diagram. Okay, so next we will go for okay, so this network diagram, so the table that is given here, so it is a bit different. So if you observe this, here they have mentioned it like this. So activities are given, that is first activity to second activity, then first activity to third activity, second to fourth, third to fourth, second to fifth, fourth to fifth. So this is how they are mentioned here. So that means if you observe here, the first activity, it is the preceder for second and third activity. So that means, so we will be something like this, we are writing like this. So this is the first activity. Once the first activity completes, so we are having, or it will take some duration of time, and after that we are getting second activity, and then we are having third activity. Then after second activity there are fourth activity that is coming up, and even after third activity, so there is fourth activity. So second and third are connecting to fourth activity. Okay, then after second activity there is one more activity that is coming up, that is fifth activity also is starting here. Okay, then fourth activity, it is also getting connected to fifth activity. So this is how we are getting a network. Okay, what about the timing parameter? So this is how you need to analyze. Now what about the timing parameter? So these are not the timing we are using directly into this network diagram, but we need to calculate the estimated time T using a particular formula. So let me erase this, and then we will start with calculation of timing and drawing the network diagram. So it is given by a formula, that is, so they have given us the time estimates, optimistic time, most likely time, and pessimistic time, and this is the expected time T. We need to calculate this. So now the formula is TO plus 4TM plus TP divided by 4. So we need to calculate. So we need to calculate now for the first, so that is 1 to 2, activity 1. So this one, what is the TE? So here, if we look at this, so it is 9, TO is 9. Please observe, this is the TO. Okay. So this is the, let me mark it here, TO. This is your TM and this is your TP. What I have written here. So 9 plus 4 into what is the TM? It is 12 plus TP is 21 divided by, sorry, so it should be 6 here, not 4, excuse me. So here the formula is TO plus 4TM plus 4TP divided by 6. So I will take 6 here. So if I calculate, so TE, so according to this, so I should get 13. So here I am writing 13 is my TE. Okay. So then, what about next one? So that is 1 to 3. Again the same thing. That is, here I am having TO is 6 plus 4 into what is TM is 12 plus TP is 18. I am taking this and divided by 6. Okay. I hope. Okay, if you calculate this, you will get the total as 12. So I will write this 12 here. Similarly, if you calculate for 2 to 4, so I will do it somewhere, I will do it here for 2 to 4. Okay, so TE will be, what will be the value? So 1 into 4 multiplied by 1.5 into 5 divided by 6. So calculation, it should lead to 2. So I will write it 2 here. Similarly, for the next one, you should get 8. The next one you should get 15, and the next one you should get 2. So once you have calculated this TE, so you will get a table something like this. So you will get a table like this. So what we have calculated, you are writing it like this in a table, and now we should be able to draw the network diagram. So here, either you can make this as A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, or just you can also remember the activities as 1, 2, 3, and also you can start. So let me start this. So I will start with the first activity. Okay, so that is my 1. The first activity, it is giving rise to 2 activities, 2 and 3. So that is 2 and 3. Okay, so my first to the second activity, it is how much time it is taking? Duration is 13. So now I am writing here 13 and I am writing 2 here. Now first to third activity. Okay, so how much time it is taking? Again it is taking here 12. So I am writing the duration here 12. Okay, then next one is 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. See here, okay, fourth activity is linked with second and also third activity. So I will take it as 3 to 4 here, and second activity also connected here. Okay, that means fourth activity will start only after completion of second and third activity. Okay, now second to third, how much time it is taking? So it is 2, and third to fourth, the time consumed is 8. Okay, so then after this there is one more activity, that is 2 to 5, that is after 2 there is one more activity that is starting, so that is fifth activity. I will take this, and what is the time consumed? So here this is what we are writing here, so that is 15. So all this 13, 12, 2, 8 are TE. So what we have calculated. So these are the timing that we are using in the network diagram. And these active TO, TM, TP, we are using it to calculate TE. Okay. Now, so next one that we are drawing is so 2 to now 4 to 5. So I need to draw this 4 to 5 here. So that is here. I'll take this. Okay. So what is the time consumed here? Again, it is 2. Now you can also draw, if at all, okay, you want something like ending. This is not appearing as an ending, so you can also do this. While drawing, if at all you pay a bit of close attention, so you can do this. And always remember, if at all something like this, okay, I will draw something like curved line. No, this is not acceptable. Don't do this curved line things. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just take this fifth one and I will draw something like this, and I'll take 4th to 5. Always be observing about repeating numbers here, so you can easily connect that. So 4 to 5 and 2 to 5 are connected here. 4 to 5, the time consumed is 2. So 2 to 5 is 15. So I've done this. So this is my network diagram. Now, since you have, unlike previous example, there was no timing given. The first one there was timing given, and next one there was no timing, and here again there is timing. They may ask you to calculate critical paths. Okay. So how do you calculate? So again, first one is the starting, and to reach this fifth one, what are the paths? So 1 to 2, 2 to 5. So if I take this, so 13 plus 15 plus 5. So total will be 20 plus 13. So it will be 33. So I will take it as 33 here. Okay. And next path is again 1 to 2, 2 to 4, and 4 to 5. So if I take this path, so it will be, so here if I take this path, so it will be 1 to 2 is 13, and 2 to 4 is 2, and 4 to 5 is 2. So I should take this. If I take this, 13 plus 2 plus 2, so it will be 13 plus 4, which is 17. Now, next path that we may take is, that is 1 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 5. Okay. So if I take this, so what will be the values here? So 1 to 3 is 12, 3 to 4 is 8, and 4 to 5 is 2. So overall I'll get 12 plus 8 plus 2. So it leads to 8 plus 2 is 20, 20 plus, 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 12 is 22. So which is the highest number? So this is my highest number. So that becomes my critical path. So I will show it through double line like this. 1 to 2 and 2 to 5. Okay, and always remember to put the arrow marks, okay, for the first lines, these lines. So this is how we are drawing the network diagram and calculating the critical path. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any doubts, you can come to the class and ask me, or those from not from the hostel who are coming from outside, so they can comment below and ask the question.